Hey everybody, welcome back to Bad Hombre Garage, where I work on this, my 1929 Model A, the Bad Hombre. And in today's episode, it's all win, if win equals functionality, as I build the alternator bracket. Alright, well friends, welcome back. I'm still basking in the glory of this successful project of getting my radiator and the radiator shell mounted up on the car. And I still haven't made enough friends to come help me lift the body off this car so that I can get to work on the chassis and welding everything up there. So I got to tackle some small projects. I decided to tackle this one today. My alternator. I picked up this chrome alternator real cheap, and I want to put it on the car, but the problem is I don't know where to put it. It's pretty challenging. So there's not a lot of room here. Well, there's plenty of room, but what I don't want to do is have my alternator hanging off the side like this, because I don't want to look at the front of the car and see an alternator hanging out. So one of the problems I'm running into is, since I chose to mount my engine this way with this front bracket, that takes away hanging my alternator down low, tucking it down low. I could hang it out to the side here, but then again, it's like a third eye hanging out there. I'm not going to do that. Other option, over here. So that's kind of what I've decided, is my alternator is going to sit right up about here. Now I do have an oil filler neck that I wanted to use, a real beaut, a chrome one, but it's not going to work. So I'm not going to use that because it gets in the way of my alternator planned mounting location. So you can see right about in there is the best place for my alternator. The problem is, like every time I try to go put an alternator on a rig that's custom like this, there's no mount made for that. So I dug through my scrap pile. I've got some random brackets for a clutch, air conditioning compressor, and this real nice chrome bracket that's going to get cut up and destroyed and painted. And I'm going to have to do some cutting and fabricating to get that thing to mount in there. So luckily I have this magical throw this pile of cardboard out in the garage and Dad'll take care of it pile to use some templates, build some templates to make a mount out of. So I'm going to get hacking on that. This one might take me a couple days of spare time in the evening, but let's see if we can get done. Hey guys, welcome back. I kind of forgot where we left off. It's been like a couple days. I've been working on this alternator bracket here on the Model A, but I'll give you an update, show where we are. I got it tacked together. I kind of got a plan of how this is going to finish up, so I figured good time for an update. If you remember, I'm trying to put this alternator here in such a way that it doesn't hang out past the radiator. I don't want it to be like a third eye hanging out there. So I want it to be tucked up in behind, and so this is what I came up with. I think this is a good position for it. So you can see I kind of got a little creative, built a place for it to swing on, and then I tied in one off my water pump and then another one here off of the head. I had to build a little bracket. Kind of wanted it to be triangulated so it's tough, so that it'll hold up, stand up to it there. And then I just got to figure out the geometry of this guy, of the adjustment arm here, and I think I'll be able to just add on to that bracket and then go in and tie into from here down into that bolt off of the other side of the top of the water pump. So there you go, there's an update. It's coming along. I'm going to finish this top bracket, tying it in. And then once I'm sure I have a good swing for it and it looks like it's in a good position, I'll take it all apart and then finish weld it, and then I will try to get rid of some of the ugly, although there's no guarantees. Okay, update. I figured out my adjustment arm here, and I know that looks hideous, but it works, and I kind of don't have the material I need to make it look pretty. Here's what I came up with. Ideally, I'd come off this bolt with some 1-inch strap and make a nice little a little this way and then bolted this piece on to extend it. But I didn't have that. I had 1-inch square tubes, so that's what I put on there. And I have a header bolt, some other random bolts have been a challenge lately, but that's all right. It works, and it actually is in the right plane up here for my alternator to adjust and swing correctly. So now I'm gonna pull it apart. I'm gonna finish weld this piece, do some trim in, take off some of the ugly, and this piece I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with. I think I'm gonna leave it alone for now, and then eventually I'll paint all that stuff black. The best part about it is that it hides behind the radiator, so you have to be looking at it to see the ugly. Alright, I'm going to finish weld. Alright, update time. I got my bracket for my alternator finish welded. As you can see, all this down here, and it doesn't look too bad. Hopefully I'll paint it black and nobody will notice it, and that's okay. And then I got to this other side, my adjuster bracket, and this I just can't. This is I have low standards usually when it comes to functionality, but this is even below my standards. So I dug through my scrap metal bin. So I found this little piece of strap. Looks like it came off of a bunk bed or something. I don't even know. But I'm gonna bend that so that it takes the shape of this piece of 1-inch square tube here, because that just looks hideous. So rather than just come in here and bend it, I'm going to take my cutting wheel here, and then I'll just do the old trick where I cut down about halfway through this metal. And what happens when you cut halfway down through it, then it can bend real easy. And then I'll just take my little welder and zip a little bead on there on my two bends. So I'll have to do one bend to make it come like this, and then another bend to make it go like that. And then probably what I'll do is just come in and weld it in these two holes here, weld it to it. So see how that turns out. Okay, so here we go. This is it, what I'm calling the final product of my alternator mounting setup. I cleaned these up a little bit, finished welded. I was going to grind my welds, but I'm actually kind of proud of that one, so I thought I'm leaving it. I did it once, I'm going to leave it there. But this is it. I think it's really solid. I like how it hides behind my radiator shell. Belts line up real nice. It has adjustability. I'm happy with it. I'm okay with it. It's alright. It's up out of the way and it'll work. So we're leaning on functionality for this one. I came in and, like I showed you a little bit ago, I replaced that piece of square tube I had in there, and you can see how I welded the back of those where I zip cut it and bent them and then welded the back there. And then I just welded in where these bolts would go through this bracket. I just welded them there. So I'm a firm believer a little bit of black paint can hide a lot of ugly, and so I'm going to call that done. Yeah, that's complete for now. Okay, yeah, so that's it. I'm wrapping it up. I'm calling that complete. I kind of think now I'm done with my alternator, radiator. This is done. I'm ready to start taking stuff apart and rip the body off. Oh, you got to tell me what you think of this. I didn't know what to do with this fuel filler. I didn't want to cut it out and patch it. So I thought, it's a vent. I mean, it's just cut out and goes to the inside of the cab. So I built a little scoop. I'll hold that on with a little hose clamp or something. You have to tell me if that's cool or not. I was really excited about it until I put it on and looked at it and I thought, oh, it looks terrible. Anyway, that's not what this episode's about. This one's all about the alternator bracket, which is done. I'm pretty pleased with the way the front end of this car buttoned up. So that's it. Hey, do me a favor, tell some friends about it. I'm trying to build this community of hot rodders, so share it with some people. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Click the little link, subscribe. Check out some of the other videos. Hey, do me a favor, tell me what you want to see. If there's some specifics on this car or anything else you think you want to see, just leave me a comment, shoot me a note, let me know, and I'll do it. I appreciate it. Again, we're building the community, so let's work together. Awesome, thanks. See you next time.